here I am, yeah. Look at this, back at Lynn's Harley Davidson's, but what am I on? Oh, look at this, Sportster S. Oh, there we go. And we're off. Get the mirror sorted. That looks alright. That looks alright. I'll talk about it more when I get going. Oh, feet forward again. There we go. Oh, we're off. Oh, look at that. Well, what can I say? It sounds totally different. It's liquid cooled, obviously. Massive big fat tyre at the front there. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, well, very pleased to be back on a Harley Davidson after my first experience. I don't know if the camera angle's alright. I might just tip you up a little bit. But yeah, Sportster S. What can I say? It is always a pleasure to visit Lynn's. They're so nice. Coffees, everything. Yeah. And it's nice to be on something quite different. A low seat height. 765mm. So my mate Dave, he could get on it. No trouble at all. 1250 cc's or thereabouts. Yeah. Packed with tech as well. And I am going somewhere particular, which I'll reveal when I get there. So you won't see all my journey. Mirrors, bar end. I know. I mean, just about every bike I seem to ride at the moment seems to be a bar end. Let me get the visor down and let me get used to it. So what I did notice, it's got really small fat tyres. Yeah. I don't know what that'll make to the handling. It feels really light and really nimble, which I guess as the Sportster it ought to. Yeah. This is in like a beige colour. I know, beige, but it looks quite smart. It's got rider modes. I know. Rain, road and sport. At the moment I'm in road while I get used to it, and I'm hoping I'm not going to have to find out what rain's like. But I tell you what, it does feel quite sharp. Yeah, it does. So engine, same as what's in the Pan America. This one produces 121 brake horsepower, and wait for it, because we know with Harley Davidsons it's not about the brake horsepower, it's about the torque, a little bit like myself. Yeah, and it's 125 newton meters of torque. That's pretty linear. Yeah. Brakes seem absolutely fine. My phone's connected. Yeah, it's got all sorts of stuff you can do, pre-planned routes and all sorts of stuff. I'm just using it as sat nav. You can zoom in, zoom out, whatever you like. I'm going to be sticking mainly, because I'm going to a particular place, I am going to be sticking mainly to the main roads, which is going to be pretty boring for you, but we'll go through a lot when we do the senses on the way back. At the moment I'm going to use this time just to get used to it, and already I'm starting to get pretty comfortable on it, I've got to be honest. I am quite an adaptable sort of chap though. I find very easy to get used to a bike generally. Yeah, I've had problems with DCT, and I originally had problems with feet forward, but here I am now riding feet forward on a sports bike. That's what it's like. This feels like a cross between a cruiser and a sports bike. It's good. Not a combination you'd really sort of imagine. Yeah. The gearbox feels pretty slick. Someone asked me about the Pan America, about the quick shifter, and I said, well, it's pretty much like most other quick shifters on big adventure bikes. This has got cruise control as well, for when you did get out on a big open road. Oh, so a little bit of clear road and we're off. Oh, it's just lovely, isn't it? The more I ride this bike, the more I like it. Yeah, it's fun, it's comfortable, and it's powerful. You feel that power. Fast, I don't know, it's no slouch, but it feels powerful, that's what I'd say. Right, here we are, not far now. The bike has just grown on me more and more. The more I get used to it. When I first got on it, I was a little bit hesitant. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. But it has really grown on me. The suspension is quite firm, and the roads around here are quite terrible. I think there's no other way to describe them. They are terrible because the ground keeps giving way. Now I think we want to turn off somewhere round about here. Oh, there's the church. I can see the church. Oh no, there we are. Excellent. Look at this. Look at that. Well, let me get off and we'll have a little bit of a mutter about it. Side stand down and over we go. Yeah, marvellous. Yeah, look at that, another Harley. Here we are in Littleport. Yeah, in Suffolk, yeah, or the Fens, not too far from Lind, Harley Davidson, is a memorial, yeah, to Harley Davidson motorbikes. And why? I'll tell you why. Because William Harley, who was father to William S. Harley, who co-founded Harley Davidson. Yeah, I thought that is very fitting that I come here on a Harley Davidson. So there you go, look at that. It's just incredible, isn't it? I'll tell you what else is incredible as well. This Harley Davidson Sportster S 1250 engine, same as the Pan America, liquid cooled of course these days for emissions and everything else that we put onto the manufacturers. 121 brake horsepower. Not masses, I hear you say. It's quite a lot. But 125 newton meters of torque, and it just feels so powerful. Does it feel fast like a Speed Triple R 1200? No, it doesn't. But it feels powerful. It feels like it could pull a train, and it is pretty quick. And even with these big fat tyres on it, it handles really well. Suspension's a bit firm for these fen roads. You know, it deals with normal bumps pretty well, but the roads around here are absolutely terrible. They're collapsed and everything. Feet forward, cruiser style, but a sports bike. Quite bizarre, isn't it? Yeah. Belt drive, of course, and just that single seat. Dead comfy, single round clock, bar end mirrors, a load of switches, but dead easy, dead straightforward. There's a lot of them, but once you know what they are, heated grips, home button, lights, cruise control, and if you're connected with your music and what have you, your phone, which I am connected with the phone, you get to change the volume, skip tracks, everything like that. Yeah. Big tank, don't know what it does to the gallon. Big fat tyres, and the brakes, single disc at the front, Brembo. It's just marvellous. Looks very low, but well, it is at 765 millimeters. It's not high, is it? But really comfortable with the feet forward. I've 6'2", 34-inch inside leg. Fit on it absolutely fine. Very comfortable. That's what I'd say. I could do a fair distance on one of these. Yeah, I like it. And it looks a lump from the front, doesn't it? Yeah. But there you go. So, here we are. Yeah. Harley Davidson. Don't know what it is. Probably an original. What do I think? Feels like a heavy lump. Don't feel like it's going to move very fast. But of course it isn't, is it? It's just marvellous. Excellent. What a tribute. Yeah. Right, here we go. I've got the sat-nav set up, and I reckon I'm going this way. I might be wrong. Excellent. Taxi pulls straight out on you. That's marvellous, isn't it? So on to the senses test. Yeah. What would this taste like? Well, it would taste like Caramac. Yeah. Oh, I love Caramac. Do you remember it? Creamy, chocolatey, caramel flavour. Yeah, very nice. Full of flavour, because this is full of flavour, definitely. Yeah. Smell. Well, smells like a brand new bike. No smell of oil, petrol, leaking coolant, nothing. Just smells of warm metal. But you wouldn't expect it to. It's only done about 500 miles as this demo. Yeah. Then what does it look like? Well, it looks sporty, but it's also a cruiser. It looks chunky and powerful, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah. But here we go, onto some open roads where I'm gonna cruise in a sports fashion. Yeah. Now, I realise it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I quite like it. I think it's a good compromise between a cruiser and a sports bike. Yeah. Oh, there's another one, probably going to pay tribute. Marvellous. And then I guess we've got touch and feel. It's a solid lump, it really is. It's lovely to touch. Everything feels really good, and it all works really well. Yeah. Handling is just surprising. Yeah. When I first looked at it, I thought, that's never going to handle. But it does. Yeah. Down these bendy fen roads, it's just absolutely fine. Even though they are bumpy as hell, and some of the bumps are real jarring. But this does it fairly easily. Then what have we got? The sound. Well, does it sound like the Breakout? No, it doesn't. I'm sure you could get pipes for it and make it sound a bit more like the Breakout, but it's liquid cooled, so of course it's going to be different. I quite like it. It's quite got a whine to the engine, a bit like the triples, which I find quite strange, but there you go. So today was forecast to be glorious sunshine, and as you can see over here, not so much. No. But I tell you what, I've really enjoyed riding this bike, and that sort of brings me onto the sixth sense. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel quite cool, quite cappuccino, yeah, or latte, quite Freddie Dobbs, yeah. No, some might think that's a terrible thing. What I've noticed as well, I put it in sport before we stopped, and it's remained in sport, which is a good thing. My old Triumph T120, if you stopped to fill up petrol, used to go back to road mode, so you'd have to remember to change it again, which maybe isn't so important, but if you've got it in rain mode and it's raining and you pull in to fill up with petrol and then forget, you'd probably be in trouble, wouldn't you? Yeah. So yeah, so that's how it makes me feel. Would I have one? Yeah, I think I would. The price, £16,000 or thereabouts. Yeah, £16,000. I mean, it's a 1250cc bike. Have a look and see what prices other manufacturers of this size engine, what they go for. And remember, this is packed with electronics. It's got all the electronics you want. And yeah, it's not cheap, but it's a quality bike. In town, its weight, it's 220 kilos, something like that, 225 kilos. It's dead easy to manoeuvre, very balanced, probably because of the big fat tyres it's got. Very easy to ride slowly. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say ta-ta, and I'll bring you back when we get closer to home. Yeah. So what have we got? Well, we've got obviously the Harley Davidson Sportster S, 121 brake horsepower, yeah, or thereabouts, 125 newton meters of torque, yeah, lots of torque. We've got bar end mirrors, we've got one round clock that's got all the information you need, phone connectivity, yeah, the phone's connected to it, and I'm using the sat nav. You can zoom in and out of the map, so you can see your whole journey or just the next few yards. Yeah, brilliant. Switch controls for your music or your telephone. 3 rider modes: rain, road and sport. I'm in sport. Feet forward, 1250cc V-twin, liquid cooled, Brembo brakes, big fat tyres. I love it. Yeah, I know, we're crazy. But there you go. Right, what I want to do is see what it's like at an overtake, except there's so much traffic, it's going to be impossible. This guy's going to let me get past him. Oh, yeah, you can overtake with it as well. That's just marvellous, isn't it? Right. So we're back at that point where I've got to take it back, and I tell you what, I've had a good ride round on it. There's no time restrictions here, and I've loved every minute of it. But let's have a recap. Bar end mirrors, 1250 cc's, 120 brake horsepower, 121 brake horsepower, 125 newton meters of torque, feet forward, packed with electronics. And the longer I've been on it, managing all the buttons has just got easier and easier. Even doing it on the fly while you're riding, yeah, changing the sat nav, everything. It's been so easy. I found it really comfortable on absolutely terrible roads. Saying that, they're not much better coming in here because there's a couple of speed bumps. The sound could be improved, I reckon, but I'm back already, so let's get it parked over here and see what we do. There we go. Gearbox smooth as anything, clutch light as a feather, absolutely marvellous. Yeah. Let's get the side stand down, because it does do that Harley thing where it goes and then goes a bit more. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Let's have a look. There you go. Harley Davidson Sportster S. Just marvellous.